All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about what might be the single most important and maybe most overlooked part of being a successful trader. And no, it's not about finding the perfect chart setup or a secret algorithm. It's all about what's going on right between your ears. We're diving deep into the trader's brain. So here's the question that probably keeps a lot of traders up at night. How can someone who is incredibly smart, who's done all the research, who has a solid strategy, still end up losing money? Well, it's because the biggest battle isn't against the market, it's against yourself. For a long, long time, the entire world of finance was built on this one core idea that people are always rational, that we weigh all the information logically and make the best possible choice for ourselves. But as it turns out, that's a bit of a myth. And this slide really lays out the two competing ideas. On one side, you've got traditional finance, which sees the market as this perfect, efficient machine run by logical robots. But then there's behavioral finance, which just accepts reality. It says, hey, we're human. We get scared, we get greedy, we have biases, and all of that stuff directly impacts the choices we make with our money. Okay, so if we're not these perfectly rational beings, what's actually happening inside our heads? Let's zoom in a bit and look at the wiring of a trader's brain, because it turns out the mistakes we make aren't just random, they're predictable, and they're built in. And the culprit has a name: cognitive biases. Now, these aren't just simple slip-ups or bad judgment calls. Think of them more like factory-installed shortcuts in your brain's operating system that, under the pressure of trading, consistently cause you to make the wrong move. To make this feel a little less like a textbook, let's look at one specific, incredibly common bias. I guarantee almost every single person listening has felt this one. It's a classic trap. And that brings us to what's known as the disposition effect. The name sounds kind of academic, I know, but the actual habit it describes, oh, you'll recognize this feeling instantly. And there it is, perfectly said. You've got a stock that's up, say 15%. The urge to sell it, to lock in that win and feel smart, it's almost irresistible. But what about a stock that's down 20%? Well, selling that would mean making the loss real, and that feels terrible. So you hold on, hoping, praying it'll just get back to even. It's like you're watering your weeds and cutting your flowers. And listen, this isn't just some minor little personality quirk. It has a huge cost. One study found this single bias costs the average investor somewhere between 3.2 and 5.7% in returns every single year. That's a massive drag on your performance, caused entirely by a glitch in your brain. Okay, so that's the problem. Our brains are basically hardwired with these expensive bugs. So the big question is, what do we do about it? Can we actually fight back against our own programming? Well, the solution might surprise you. It's not some new fancy algorithm or a complex charting tool. It's actually an ancient practice that's being adopted by some of the sharpest traders in the world right now: mindfulness. And let's be clear, this is not about chanting in a room somewhere. Think of this as a practical workout for your brain. You're literally going to the mental gym to rewire the connections and build strength for when you're under pressure. So what is it exactly? Well, John Kabat-Zinn, who really brought this into the mainstream, puts it perfectly. It's simply the act of paying attention, on purpose, to what's happening right now. And here's the key part: without judging it. It's about observing your thoughts and feelings without immediately getting carried away by them. To get how this works, it helps to think of yourself as having two brains. You've got system one, that's your fast, emotional, gut reaction brain. It's where all those biases live. Then you've got system two, that's your slow, logical, and deliberate brain. The goal isn't to get rid of your emotional brain, but to create enough space so your logical brain can step in before your emotional brain makes a costly click. And this is exactly what mindfulness does. It creates what scientists call a mindful pause, just a tiny gap between a market event and your knee-jerk reaction. In that little gap, you give your rational brain a chance to take control from your emotional brain. And what's really wild is that over time, this practice can physically change your brain. It can actually shrink the reactive part and grow the thoughtful, deliberate part. Now, there are a bunch of different types of meditation out there, and they're all good for different things. But when we're talking specifically about fighting these investment biases, mindfulness is the right tool for the job. It's the one that is scientifically shown to help you become aware of the exact mental traps that get you into trouble. And here's the payoff. This practice directly targets all those cognitive monsters we worry about: loss aversion, confirmation bias, overconfidence, you name it. Mindfulness gives you the power to see that biased thought pop up in real time and then choose not to act on it.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Some of the biggest legends in the investing world, guys like Ray Dalio and Paul Tudor Jones II, are huge believers. They openly say that meditation is one of the absolute cornerstones of their incredible success.
And the best part is, you don't need anything to get started. You can do it right now. It's as simple as this. You get comfortable, you try to focus on just one simple thing, like the feeling of your breath or the sound in the room. Now, your mind is going to wander. That's what minds do. The whole trick is to not get mad about it. Just notice, oh, I'm thinking again, and gently bring your focus back. That's it. That's the whole workout. So we've covered how to start rewiring our own internal hardware, but this whole idea becomes even more critical when we look at where trading is headed. Because pretty soon, your biggest competition won't just be other people. It'll be machines. Look at this. This is a model of an AI system that can scan through millions of news articles, social media posts, you name it, and figure out the market's mood in real time with zero emotion or bias. As these machines get smarter and faster, the old ways of being a successful human trader have to change. Which really brings us to the final and maybe most important question of all. In a world where algorithms can crunch data better than any human ever could, is the last real advantage, the last true edge, not found in a faster computer, but in a calmer, more self-aware mind? It's definitely something to think about.